Welcome to Drink, Bake, Enjoy. This is episode, what, 6? Oh my god, it's 6. Episode 6.
5.
No. Is it 5?
Yes, 5.
No, I thought Pokeballs was 5.
Pokeballs was 4.
Oh,
5.
Alright. I need a drink. Anyways, our dessert today is going to be awesome. It's all about peanut butter and science.
Science!
Yes! Science! This is my guest baker, Abby.
Yeah,
she's
hi.
a food scientist, and she's going to lay some mad science on you.
Science!
So, yes. Nice. Let's get to this drink. The drink today is called Couch Club. It's also the name of our new show sponsor. What up, Couch Club? Thanks for the sponsorship. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add half a cup of simple sugar. And because you're a scientist,
yes.
I'm going to let you measure that with this
Half
cup, which isn't really a measuring cup at all.
There you go.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and pour that in. And I didn't spill. Now, we're going to add 2 shots of raspberry vodka in our 2-shot jigger. Almost spilled that one. You guys will know if you've watched the show, I have a theme going on here where I spill every single time. From there, we're going to add 4 shots of Irish cream. And this can be any Irish cream you want. I happen to like this one because it's plentiful and somewhat cheap. So, and then Abby.
Yes.
We're now going to add powdered peanut butter. A tablespoon of powdered peanut butter. Lay some science on me. How do they get powdered peanut butter?
Science!
Well, so for powdered peanut butter, they start with the peanut, they grind it, and then they press it to remove the fat and oil so that you're removing the parts that will go bad. So you're removing all the moisture, and then it becomes a powder. It'll last very long, and it's mostly protein, and it's taken out the fat content so that it's a more concentrated form. And then you rehydrate it with water.
Or booze.
That's
totally
it.
with booze. The only way, with booze.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's science.
Science!
Yay! Alright, to this, we are now going to top off our martini with some room temperature coffee. I recommend a dark roast for this. And then, take this, I'm going to shake the crap out of it.
Oh.
Whoa! At some point I really need to get a better martini shaker. This one always does that. So we are now going to grab our martini glasses. Give that one to you.
Thank you.
I'll pour my own. And cheers to science.
Science!
Alright, now we're going to go to the kitchen. House band. Say hi to Abby. Abby, say hi to house band.
Hi, house band.
Play us into the kitchen. Thanks.
To the stars in the sky, watch the show box in the light. You're all alone, knowing the inside. It's a sign, everyone else is alright. It's like they forgot to write. It's like they forgot that you made me.
All right, so the band, awesome.
Awesome band.
Yeah, great
Yes.
song, great song. Thanks, guys. Thanks for playing us into the kitchen. Now we are going to make our dessert, which is I have to read this because it's a lot. It is a raspberry vodka peanut butter whipped cream pie with a Frangelico coffee dark chocolate fudge swirl.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's going to be baller. But we're going to break this up into 3 parts because it's just way easier that way. And, you know, we're drinking the entire time. Mm-hmm. And that brings me to our very first instruction of every recipe. Drink.
Okay. Drink.
Yeah, rando drinker, drink. Nice. And science.
Science!
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to make the pie crust.
All right.
Every whipped cream pie has a pretty standard crust. It's basically graham crackers and butter.
Yep.
So we're going to turn on our burner and we're going to melt up some butter. I'll let you put that in there.
Going for it.
Awesome. So once that melts, or as that melts, let me see, we'll turn the flame up a little bit to melt that pretty well. Abby, why don't you tell me what a food scientist does?
Well, I am a food scientist, by the way. And basically, it's an excuse to play with your food, and then you get to eat it afterwards. But I basically work on reformulating food and all the ingredients that go into food to make it better, taste better, last longer, and everything in between. Make some delicious food, yes.
Yeah, because you know, science isn't bad when it comes to food. Everybody's like, oh, it's got to be natural.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want stuff to last longer than a day.
Yes, because there's a big misconception where people want their food to be natural. They want all natural ingredients, but they want it to last 6 months on the grocery store shelf or in their pantry, and that's not realistic because the fresher things are, they're going to go bad quicker. So you have to have some science in there.
Science!
To help preserve your food, and that even helps it taste better and last longer on the shelf.
Awesome. I'm going to turn down our burner a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go. So we
halfway there.
don't burn our butter. That's the other thing. You don't want to burn your butter.
No.
Burning your butter is bad. It turns brown and gets all bitter, and
It's very easy to burn your butter.
Yeah.
If you're not
So it's an even medium heat, just to get it done. And you can use your microwave if you want. I find it to be really messy because at some point it explodes.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. I blame science.
Science!
And so yeah, no one wants exploding butter.
All right, butter's
All right, so to that, we're going to add 1 whole packet of crushed graham crackers. And as soon as you add that, you're going to cut the burner heat, and you're just going to mix all that in until all the graham crackers are incorporated with the butter. So, Abby,
Yes.
what's it take to be a food scientist? Like, what do you have to do?
Well, it takes a lot of chemistry background and biology background because you have to know the fundamentals of science
Science!
before you can really delve into the food department. And then once you get the basics down, the food science part takes a really good knowledge of the consumer industry, what happens behind the scenes, what consumers want to buy, and then also knowing what companies are producing, how they produce it. And then there's a pathway that food will go through. Who makes the food, who transports the food, who sells the food, who buys the food.
Damn, that's a lot of science.
Science!
All right. That's
All right,
next.
now that all the graham crackers are mixed, we're going to pull this off the burner. I'm going to put our burner to the side. Behind our rando drinkers, don't lean back, guys. From there, we are now going to put all of our graham cracker crust into our pan. And basically what we're going to do is we're just going to... Oh,
Missed a bit.
I did miss a bit. We're just going to pat this out, get it kind of even in there. This is where it gets kind of messy. I've said this before, hands cook out. You're gonna bake this. So just get all up in there with your mitts and make it happen. So we're just gonna press this up to the side, make sure that the bottom's nice and even. Do the sides first, it's easier. Pat that out till you get a nice even crust. And it doesn't have to be that even, it just has to look nice basically, because no one's gonna care what the crust is like when they're eating the pie.
You just don't want it to fall at the bottom.
Right.
Okay.
The crust is just a vehicle, you know. It's like a sciencey transport for your pie.
It's edible. Edible transport.
Yes. All right, so from here we're going to take this and we're going to put it into the oven at 350 degrees for 10 minutes or until it starts to brown. Then you're going to pull it out and let it cool before you put your whipped cream filling into it. So let's do that now. All right, we're going to take a moment. We're going to reset so we can do the next part of the recipe and then we'll be back. All right, we're back. After our reset, and what we're going to do now is we're going to emulsify some peanut butter so we can put it into our whipped cream. We're going to turn our burner on to a medium-high heat. Abby, I'm going to have you add the peanut butter to our pot.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What does emulsify mean?
Yeah, Abby, tell us the science.
Science!
So an emulsification just means that your mixture has no clumps and everything is the same throughout. And a typical example would be a salad dressing where your oil and water do not mix. And so you can use ingredients that will help emulsify them and keep them together and keep them from separating out into two different sections.
All right, so for our peanut butter, to emulsify it, we are going to put it over heat, and then we are going to add 1 shot of raspberry vodka to it. And what the raspberry vodka does is it takes all the fats and it breaks them down, so that way they can emulsify.
Because right now your peanut butter looks smooth, but the fat content is what separates out. When you go into the natural peanut butters, you'll have a layer of the fat and oil sitting on top of the peanut butter that needs to be mixed in. So this is going to help make sure that that's all distributed to the peanut butter.
And you're going to stir your peanut butter until it gets all nice and clumpy and whatnot, and all of the vodka disappears. Use a good vodka for this. If you're using Pawpaw, you're doing it wrong. And you're cheap. Shame on you. Because that's not right. Care about yourself and your friends more.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. And we can see that the peanut butter has all come together. It's
Yes.
all nice and sort of translucent. And all the vodka's gone and it's ready. So we're going to cut the heat to that. And we're going to let that cool for just a half a second. Let me get a hot pad. We'll put the pot right on that and we'll remove the burner. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make our whipped cream. Now whipped cream is basically taking heavy whipping cream and you're going to incorporate air into it until it's almost butter. If you go too far, it curdles or breaks and then it becomes butter. And that's, I mean, it's okay, you can eat that. Everyone likes butter, but it's not science.
No.
Science!
All right, so for the whipped cream, we're going to add half of 32 ounces of heavy whipping cream to our blender. About that much. And we're going to do this whipped cream in 2 parts because of the peanut butter and everything that we're putting into it. It's a lot. So we're going to get that going. All right, to the heavy whipping cream, we're going to add half a packet of unflavored gelatin. This is going to help us keep from making butter, and it's going to help the whipping cream set when we go to chill it. To this, we're now going to add half a cup of powdered sugar. I'm just going to add this slowly. Let that mix up a little bit. Can I see your spatula? Turn this off for a half a second so I don't make a huge mess. We're going to put all that powdered sugar in there. Get that going again. As you can see, the heavy whipping cream is starting to follow the whisk around. You'll know that you've made whipped cream when you can make a peak out of this when you lift the whisk out. And we'll get to there, trust me. Let me shut that off. We're going to open this up and we're going to add in half the peanut butter. We're doing this in two parts because it's too much peanut butter to put into the whipping cream all at once. And it's 32 ounces of whipping cream is too much to blend or whip in your home blender. If you have a commercial blender, you have at it. I envy you. I want to come work at your place. Well, not really work. I just want to bake and then go home and drink some and eat my desserts.
Kind of what food science is, though.
Science!
Yeah! Alright. We're going to slowly whip that in. Alright. Well, as you can see, our whipped cream is starting to come together. You can see how it's starting to get all thick and starting to follow the whisk around. It's really starting to make streamers in there. Yeah, it's almost there. Almost.
We also have the rest of the peanut butter.
Yeah. Well, this is just part one. So, oh, there it is.
Got it.
That's how you know right there. It's made a perfect peak. It keeps it. It doesn't settle. It's amazing. So, from here, I'm going to take this. Put that right there because we're going to reuse it. And I'm going to have you scrape that into this bowl.
Alright.
And when you're done with that, we're going to redo this whole process with the rest of the peanut butter. And then we're going to chill this for a couple hours. Not too long, you know, long enough for you to get a shower for whatever party you're going to, maybe sober up some, or drink more. I don't know. It's your day. Alright, our whipped cream's done, so we're going to take this, we're going to put it into the fridge to chill, and then, Abby, will you hold that? We, after it's done chilling, we're going to pull it out, and we're going to set it aside, we're going to make our pudding to fold into it, and then we're going to fill our pie crust, and then we're done, and that's science!
Science!
Yeah! Ta-da! Alright, we're going to put that right there. We're going to measure out a cup of coffee, and then we're going to nuke that just a little bit, you know, like a minute's worth. So, Abby,
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready to make pie?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, sweet. Let's drink to that. Let's drink to pie.
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 Pie. And
One for. Oh!
oh,
Science.
our rando drinker is so drunk. Oh. All right, now they're coffee pot. To this, we're going to add 1 packet of dark chocolate pudding. and 1 shot of Frangelico. Abby, if you want to go over to that drawer over there and get me out a nice clean spatula. Pour that right on in and go ahead and mix that all together. So, while you're here, you're a scientist, tell us how pudding works.
Pudding basically gelatin with flavoring. And so what the gelatin does is when it comes in contact with water, it forms a gel structure. And then, so when it's warm, you still have the liquid form.
Yeah.
And then you cool it. And it'll form that halfway between a solid, halfway between a liquid jello structure.
Nice. You know what my favorite thing about pudding is?
What's your favorite thing about pudding?
You can eat it, and then you can spit it out and eat it again, and it's exactly the same.
That's a new one.
You didn't know that science.
No.
Science.
Yeah. All right. It looks like our puddings come together.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to just pour it over the whipped cream and gently whip it in. You're not looking to fully incorporate it. You're not looking to do anything but make just a giant swirl. All right. Awesome. So we've got that all kind of poured in together and mixed together. We pulled our cooled pie crust out of the oven. And just go ahead and fold that right down into the pie crust. It's easier.
Yeah.
Just go like that. Awesome. So from here, you're just going to take your spatula and you're just going to make it look a little pretty. Not a lot, you know. You still want the homemade look. And from there, you're going to put this into the fridge and you're going to let it chill again for another hour or so until it sets up, and then you can cut and serve. And it's awesome. Well, that's another episode of Drink, Bake, Enjoy, but before we go, you know, let's top off our drinks. Oh, we're out. Oh, backup drink. Nice. All right, rando drinkers. Everyone look into that camera. You know what to do. Drink, bake, enjoy.
In your eyes, look to the stars in the sky. Washed ashore, crossing the line. You're all alone, no end in sight. And to find everyone else is alright. It's like they don't